We're coming back, Michael.
Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
Well, brothers, 18 people here already. Good afternoon. I guess everyone's having a chill day, huh? I just got done spraying those Death Company I've been working on for the last few nights. It's like 2 degrees outside. So for anyone wondering if you can spray in super cold weather, I mean, these guys turned out absolutely fine. My wife was grilling some like bacon at lunchtime, so I just put the spray can like on the handle of the oven, so like the spray can get nice and warm. And these guys, their spray coat has turned out fine. That's just the shitty Citadel cans of spray as well. So maybe at the end of today's stream or the next stream, I might try and put a little bit of paint on these guys. We'll see. Just depends on. I'm getting a lot more mobility back in my arm, but it's still pretty difficult. Good morning, 8:30 AM. Well, good morning. It's like 2:30 PM here, and I'm gonna spend an hour doing something. I think I'm gonna start with this. I've been wanting to get my Star Wars Legion army made / finished for like the longest time. I've had these models for like 6 months at this point. So they should be pretty easy. They don't come on sprues, but I do also have. I'm gonna dig this out, so I might get around to making this. I've had this for like 2 fucking years. I think I've had a look inside the box, and that's as far as I've got. Watch, when I finish the drop pod, I'll make a Primaris drop pod, no doubt, and then it'll be of a waste of time. Oh, good evening, good afternoon, Chrono saying, how you doing? Morgoro was about to pull the trigger on Legion, but then I said a new game based on Crisis Cross Protocol. Oh, dude, I get so many Star Wars games, and what's fucked up is I started this channel in August 2020. I haven't played a single one of my Star Wars games since before I started the channel. So it's like, I don't know why I keep buying the Star Wars stuff, because when inevitably I just end up always playing 40k. Let me put a light on. Cracks haven't been open in days in this room. Yeah, because I have, you can barely see it behind me up here. I'll show you though. Let me swap it. Yeah, look behind this thing here. I have Imperial Assault, the base game, expansion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And none of it's painted because I suck, basically, and I need to paint it. I love Imperial Assault though. It's a fun game, and I love how they make their apps. So you can play it. I mean, you can play it single player if you want, but basically they make it so that the app will be the dungeon master, which basically means what you can do is, you know, the 4 of you can be the rebels, and that the app will be the Imperials. It's pretty cool. I love Imperial Assault. I also have a Legion army that's like half painted. My Legion's a lot more painted than Imperial Assault, but I did see that new Star Wars Crisis Protocol game as well, coming out in the summer. So yeah, I will probably end up inevitably buying that. Alright. The one problem with these is because there's no instructions. Sorry, because there's no numbers on the sprues, you kind of just have to guess. So I guess that's like his chest piece. So his head would go in like this. Sometimes you gotta file these pieces because they don't always, they're not always made very flush, I would say. That one seems okay. So I'm gonna test fit each piece and then glue it, I guess. Where's my super glue? 7:45 AM. Good morning, Kevin. Yeah, I don't normally stream this early, but I had like 90 minutes of kid-free time, and I've been wanting to do this Imperial Assault for ages. I want to paint these Death Company that I just finished the other night, but I just got them sprayed today, like 10 minutes ago, and I'm really pleased with how they turned out. Let me show you one of the ones with the new beak helmets, because I really dig these new beak helmets. There was definitely... I made a video on the new beak helmets that they had. The Mark 6 Horus Heresy helmets, and there was like controversy. Some people fucking hated them. I thought they were pretty cool though. Let me show you a sprayed one. See if the camera picks up nicely. I was gonna say it's kind of dark. Maybe I could put on another light. I think I've got another light. Put that light on as well. See if that makes any difference. Got like a embossed gem in the headpiece, and then like ridges on it. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I really think it'll be an interesting look. I think I did 2 of them with those helmets. Oh yeah, I did this one as well. See if I can get the camera to focus better. I think they're interesting. I really do. So this is a This was the guy that was finishing on the last stream. So I gave him an Incarmite sword, and then just stuck a holster on him. So basically, I can say it's a bolt pistol or an infernal pistol in the holster. Gives me a little bit of flexibility when making my army list. It's a smart idea if you've never done that. No, I'm glad some people like them. I think they're gonna be great. I guess we'll see if I can do justice to them with the paint job. That'll be the main thing, I guess. Okay, this guy has a blaster in one arm. The one thing I found with these Legion models over the 40k plastic is that the paint really doesn't like to sit on the edges of the models as well as it sits on 40k. And also I absolutely detest making models with super glue. I think it's probably from like bad experiences with Forge World. So like resin or whatever, I just much prefer using plastic glue. And some of these Legion models have sometimes they can have like pretty bad gaps in them. Maybe that was just the first round of Legion stuff. Maybe it's got better now. Because I bought Legion when it first came out, which I think was like... when it first came out, it was like... Was it 20... Oh, I don't even know what year it was. It was a while ago, though. So what is this? Is this a... Oh, I think I'm confused. Right, hold on. Where's the head of the Tauntaun go? It goes on like this, does it? No, it goes on like this. Alright, I'm confused. I've got the Tauntaun upside down. That's what's confusing the crap out of me. Okay. That makes a bit more sense now. I was thinking it was that way up. No, it's this way up. Of course it is, because that's the body. Jim says holsters for the win. Yeah, I only done holsters on a few characters like that, where you just... If you're not... The one that I did it on was my librarian in a jump pack. Firstborn librarian in a jump pack. He's holding a force sword in one hand and he's got like his pointy finger out with his other hand. So if I've got 5 points at the end of my list, I can just put an infernal pistol on him, which is pretty handy because he has he usually runs with null zone. So if you've got an infernal pistol and a null zone character, that usually gives you do they smell bad on the outside? They don't actually. But yeah, I love the... Have you ever seen the Peter Griffin Star Wars? Speaking of Tauntuns, Empire Strikes Back is like my all-time favourite movie, I think. It was probably just because I watched it when I was a very young child and loved it so much. The fight at the end where like Darth Vader is just a million times more powerful than Luke. I love Empire Strikes Back. I still think it's the best Star Wars movie, even with all the new content. My Sangreal Ancient has a holster because sword and banner. You know, you can hold that. I mean, you can. I made 2 Sangreal Ancients. I made one with an Infernal Pistol and one with Angelus bolt gun. Because in 8th edition, I think I actually did run 2 Sangreal Ancients. 8th edition was all about characters, though, like shitloads of characters, and the banner was really good in 8th edition. Because I think the banner let you reroll 1s to wound rather than +1 to hit, and rerolling 1s to wound was like so much more powerful for Sangreal Guard, because most of the time with your +1, you know, you're wounding on 3s or something anyway, 2s or 3s, so then it was like, so you would like get to reroll all your hits because the Chapter Master rerolls, then you get to reroll all your wound rolls of 1, and most of the time you're wounding on 2s or 3s anyway, so it was just like the banners were just so good last edition. Do you know what, these models are actually fitting together really easily. Considering the last batch of Legion I made, it was a couple of years ago, mind. The last batch of Legion, the last batch of Legion I had was terrible, absolutely terrible. I actually have a troop choice I need to make after the Tauntuns. The Tauntuns are supposed to be like a really meta pick. I haven't kept up with Legion. I would like to play it at some point in the next 6 months or something. The banner, you could take a relic to make the banner have the 5-up Feel No Pain, but if you run 2 Ancients, only one of them had the Standard of Sacrifice gem. But it was the +1 to wound, the reroll 1s to wound was just amazing. Because, yeah, with the Red Thirst, it just stacked really, really nicely. So it was definitely possible. I mean, I remember lists last edition, I think, where I had about 6 characters. It was batshit crazy. Alright, so this arm should go in here then. But yeah, so someone, who was it that just said? Podger said we just got the Age of Sigmar preview for 2023. Where did they post that, Podger? Ah, fuck, I've just knocked his head off. Okay, maybe I need to give this guy a little bit more time for the glue to set. Or maybe that wasn't a very good contact on the head. Bollocks. Yeah, I seem to remember all those rules. I don't know, I was going to say really well. I don't know, it's weird how, like, I remember certain things about different editions of the game. I assume that means that they're going to post up some sort of preview for a 2023 preview for 40k. That'd be cool. I'm ready to see that. They posted on the YouTube channel about 20 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, then 40k will probably... They tend to not put out too much content on the same day, so maybe 40k will be tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to let that super glue dry for a couple of minutes before we put those pieces together. If you have to use super glue, get the gel. This is gel, I believe. Impact. I'm sure this is the Gorilla Gel one. But yeah, no, I remember this plastic being a nightmare to work with. Like, so much of a nightmare that, like, I just never wanted to work with it again, probably. Maybe one of the reasons that I haven't made Legion in ages. So how's the weather been for everybody? It's been brutally cold here. We tried to go out yesterday for like 20 minutes and then just came home like 10 minutes after we went out. It's like, fuck this, it's way too cold. And I played some Darktide last night on the 3 Grots channel, if anyone caught that. That was actually really fun. I wasn't sure that I would love Darktide all that much, but I actually like it like a lot more than I thought I would. I'm playing the soldier class. I think he's called the veteran, maybe. And basically, I guess he's an Imperial Guard. Yeah, these models are easy to make, actually. I mean, I don't even need the instructions, hardly, but, I think I was speaking to a veteran sharpshooter. Yeah, I think that's what I'm playing, Cronus saying. You see, like, I was worried because I don't ever like to play shooters with control pads. I just don't like it, but it's been good, it's been fun. More fun than I thought it was going to be. I was going to say something else about... yeah, no, sorry. It's 60 degrees here in Florida. That doesn't sound so bad, man. I'm taking my kids to Florida in a few years' time. I love Florida. Yeah, like, so they released Azrael on Christmas Day. I think there's a chance they might still announce Dante before the holidays are over. I'm really hoping. I got a burst fire autogun last night. Like, it fires like 3 shots at a time. Yeah, autogun. And minus 15 degrees F last week in Denver. Wow. Once you get below a certain temperature, I didn't know this, but centigrade and Fahrenheit become the same. It's kind of weird how that works. We've been like minus 3 or 4 for a few days now. And yeah, you can definitely feel it with the... It's fine enough if there's not a lot of wind, but if there's a lot of wind, like, holy shit, it's cold. It's just that wind chill, isn't it? Kevin says they better announce Dante. I think they meet at minus 40. Oh, that's good to know. I never knew that. I knew that they at some point they met. It never gets to minus 40 here in Scotland. I think the coldest I've ever had it, or the coldest I ever remember, it was like, I think I had minus 19 or minus 20. And even without wind chill, holy crap, that was cold. I think we were driving and we just stopped at like a service station. And obviously we didn't have like jackets and all that stuff on. And yeah, it was freezing. I don't know how the hell you paint fur for Tauntuns, actually. Would that be a contrast paint job? If you guys had to paint Tauntaun fur, how would you paint it? Because they're white, but then they're probably quite mucky because they're like running through like snow and sludge, right?
Always,
The worst I had was minus 8F and a pipe burst, and I had to move dorms. Yeah, I mean, that's why they say never turn your water off at Christmas, don't they? Base it, wash it with a light brown, and maybe dry brush some highlights. That's probably a good idea, yeah. So, like, what, base it like spray it Chaos White or something, or whatever the white's called these days, Skull White. They keep changing the name of the white, I don't know what it's called. I probably actually have a tub of the older white, like the Skull White. You know, I don't have any water in here. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. I want to grab a drink. Sorry about that. I did buy some more of that glue, the whatever it's called, the I don't know, the Revel contract glue. I bought some the other week. It finally arrived this morning, I guess Christmas delivery, after people were telling me don't buy this, buy that Tamiya glue. Well, I guess I'm not buying the Tamiya glue for a little while because I just bought 2 of these. Because it was, for whatever reason, it was like buy one get one half price. Contrast apothecary white. Thin white over a black base. If you want good looking fur, do light brown to creams exactly like horns. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I want it to look good. I was actually, you know the snow speeder from Empire Strikes Back? I was trying to paint that. This is a few years ago, maybe my painting has probably improved a lot. But I had so many problems painting that. I went forward and backwards with it like 4 or 5 times. I could never get the look that I wanted. And I also tried to paint an ATST, and I also couldn't get the look I wanted with that either. So the problem is with like a lot of the Star Wars stuff, they're a single color. You know, like an ATST is just like, well, it's just a block of metal, isn't it? And it's all grey. So it's like, how do you paint that to still kind of look interesting? Easier said than done, I guess. I like shading white with the new Soul Blight Grey. What's Soul Blight Grey? Is that one of the 6 paints they released recently? Because I know they released like 6 shades or something. I haven't bought paint in ages, to be honest, so I don't... yeah, I probably haven't bought paint like in 2022, so I'm still using paints. I tend to find paints that I like and then buy up a few of them, I guess. So yeah, I haven't bought any of those new paints. Alright, so where's his head? Here it is, and has he got a gun arm? Yes. Okay, so these 3 little bits can wait. Yeah, it's one of the new shades. Alright, I'm gonna check it out. I was actually in the hobby store yesterday, but I just picked up black spray paint and some more varnish. WW2 style graffiti effects make the Star Wars armies have style. What do you mean by WW2 graffiti effects? Robin, what's happening? Merry Christmas. I'm making Tauntuns today for a change. I had 2 units to finish, or to make, and then I can finally field an 800-point Rebel Alliance army. So I thought I'd just finish them. Let me show you this snow speeder. Like, it's not nearly finished, I would say. Like, I just couldn't figure out how to do the white on the... I just couldn't figure it out. Like, at this point, like, I think I pin washed it, and then I went backwards, and then I dry brushed it, and then I went backwards. I honestly don't know how to finish it. I don't really want to start over again. But, yeah, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. The ATSD was the same. Null oil and call it a day. I mean, we could. We really could. Probably will end up doing something like that, Kevin, just so just so I can like say it's finished and get the army on the... Well, that's the cool thing about Legion is you don't have to pay... sorry, you don't have to pay. You don't have to have painted all your models Like there's in tournaments and stuff, they don't care if some of them are grey, which is cool in some ways. I mean, I genuinely like playing more when everything's got paint on it. But if you just want to do a basic paint job on it, you're not going to get penalised for it or anything like that. Painting vehicles are arguably tricky when especially have memorable vehicles like the Star Wars ones. Yeah, really tricky, man. Really, really tricky. The ATST. The ATST was in here, and I'll show you what I'm working with, but like, I'm not happy with it either. So it was like, it's like an ATST is just all grey, right? So it was like I tried to. Honestly, don't even remember how I did this, but like it's a grey with some sort of like dry brush on it. It's not finished either. But I got to this point and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck to do with it. It's okay, I guess. I mean, like at least it's got a little bit of texture to it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just a 40k painter, and because I can do my vibrant color schemes and I can get away with it. Kevin says, honestly, it looks like an ADSD. Yeah, I mean, thanks. I think that's the problem. If you go watch the Star Wars movies and you look at the ATSTs and you say, like, how do you paint an ATST? Well, it's fucking grey. But, I mean, tricky, right? I think stippling a light grey and then some chipping would look good on the ATST. I did think like that, some rust or some weathering, just to add like another colour in there. Yeah. But I honestly haven't painted any of this stuff, so that's been lying since, I mean, like 26 months or something. I was, before 8th edition 40k came out, I was kind of like a more general hobbyist, like I did a lot of different games. And then, I guess in 8th edition I sort of got that competitive 40k vibe back. And I kind of leaned into that, and then I started the YouTube channel. And I mean, I guess the rest is history. I haven't really touched any of these other boxes or models in a long time. I did buy that new Hero Quest. I haven't done anything with it. I mean, I've opened it and looked inside it, and that's really as far as I've gone with the new Hero Quest. That's a pretty tight fit. This is what I remember from Legion, is like you'll get this odd piece like this where it's just, that's way too tight a fit, that's not going to go in there. So I'm going to have to like file it down or sand it down or something. That's why I love nail files, honestly. So it might just be like 1 millimeter too big. Oh, I'll be keeping an eye out for this video on 40k, whatever you want to call it. Is it the 40k 2023 preview? Year preview, something like that. I'm desperate. fiberglass file? Oh, I'd never used one of them. What's good about a fiberglass file? Is it just even stronger than a nail file, is it? Hopefully that's enough. I think that's close enough. I think I've ripped his head off doing that. Once again, sorry, Brayden. I appreciate the like. I'm gonna try and maybe stream tomorrow evening. I was gonna say. I'm just at the moment. Basically, I'm just streaming when I can work around the kids. Basically, I don't know if you can hear one of them screaming in the background, but he's screaming his fucking head off. So, thanks for dropping past. My spam filter is getting better though, because it's like it just banned a bot without me having to do anything, so that's good. So what would you guys spray the Tauntauns white then, or would you spray them black? I think you'd spray them white, right? Alright, I'm gonna put this guy's head back on, and then I'm gonna do the front arms on this other Tauntaun. Go. Where do the little oh, this is like a little backpacks type thing, like camping rolls or something. That's pretty cool actually. How round does it go? Hard to tell from the photo. This way. Chrono says he's going to build some Centurions before work. I'm going to maybe field some Centurions going into this new year, you know that? I haven't fielded the Centurions for a while. Like maybe, I was going to say, probably a light color primer to hit to wound. Dude, I'm still using some of those paint brushes you sent me, by the way, to hit to wound. I still have some of them, so I really do appreciate it, dude. I like those synthetic Citadel brushes. I've used them like a couple of times since. I've got them actually right here on my windowsill. I just have them in like a pack with another. So like I have the giant ones that I haven't used, because I guess like if I was gonna do a tank or something, like another super heavy tank, I guess that's what one of these giant ones could be used for. What are these, like, I don't even know what size that is. That's a large dry brush? If that's a large dry brush, that's like a million. That's a fucking huge. That's a medium dry brush. I didn't even know these were dry brush. That's a large shade brush. And the last one that I haven't used is a base XL brush. But I would buy those synthetic Citadel ones again, they're okay. Like if you're just doing base coats and stuff, I think they're actually decent. Are you not painting at the moment to hit 2 and how come? Well, that's the thing, I guess, about, like, I could take my super heavy tank now and bring it in strategic reserve. I just don't know if it would actually be allowed, because if it ends up more than 6 inches from a battlefield edge, it wouldn't be allowed to shoot on the turn it arrives, unless they change that rule, maybe. I need a bit more glue on that one. Oh, you had a break in the summer and then a trapped nerve? That sounds nightmarish. I don't know what's worse, a broken arm or a trapped nerve. They're both pretty bad, right? Well, regardless, dude, thank you so much for sending over those brushes. I used the crap out of them. I guess I think you sent about 10, so I used 6 of them, and then I guess there's the 4 giant brushes. I haven't done a giant project for a while. I mean, I've been more focused on like competitive play, which genuinely keeps you away from those sort of like giant tanks and stuff. But I'll get back there, I'm sure. I'm thinking the things that I might strategic reserve are Stormraven gunship with like a dreadnought inside it. Because remember, when you strategic reserve a flyer, it doesn't have to come in 6 inches from the edge of the board, that nonsense. It can come in anywhere, same as if like it was in Deep Strike, or same if it was in like Death from Above or whatever. So I'm thinking there might be a play now where you could put a Stormraven gunship with like a squad of guys and a dreadnought inside it and bring that in turn 2, so it's completely, you know, it's safe in turn 1 and it gets to drop everything off. Could be a play around the Stormraven, maybe. I mean, I'm just guessing, but I like the idea of doing it because then you could bring in like a Death Company dreadnought or Librarian dreadnought. And the problem with those 2 units is you can't get them across the board, right? But you could if they just appear 9 inches away from the enemy in a Stormraven. Can Centurions go on a Stormraven? I don't... do you know what? I was thinking about that. I was thinking of reserving the Centurions anyway. And not necessarily to go on a Stormraven, just to be reserved. But can Centurions go in a Stormraven? I don't know. I know Stormravens can take jump pack models, because I've done it before where I had like Dante and 5 Sanguinary Guard. So I think the Stormraven can take like 12 plus a Dreadnought. Or maybe it's 10 plus a Dreadnought. It's been a while. Someone dig out the codex and tell me, can Centurion... well, can Terminators go in the Stormraven? And can Centurions go in the Stormraven? I don't remember. I wish they would unify all those stupid rules about like what can go in what, because with the addition of the impulsors and stuff, it's just kind of got a bit stupid. Alright, he's coming along nicely. Check this guy out. Oh, the barrels are drilled already. Look at that shit. Ever making fun of me. In Legion, they drill the barrels for you. How cool is that? They count as 3 infantry, but yes. Okay. Where's my codex? No, I'll just check on Wikipedia. Hold on. So how many is it? 12 infantry plus a dreadnought. Rules, factions, Space Marines, Data Sheet, Storm Raven, Flyers. Storm Raven. 12. Okay, cannot transpire on board Primaris, but can take Centurions. Can take a Dreadnought. Okay, so what about... Is there a... 3 Centurions is 9. So I got snooper glue on my finger under my nail. 1 second. I'm gonna bite it off. That's why I hate working with super glue over working with plastic glue. 2023, the Emperor will rise again. The Emperor never fell, dude. Daily Crossword says, I've been considering getting into Legion. Looks fun. It is fun. It's actually a really neat game. I have not played it nearly enough over this last couple of years. I've been very much focused on 40k because like my YouTube channel is all 40k and I've basically not touched Legion at all. But I think Legion is a really fun game. I've only played a few games of it, and I would say that I'm a gross beginner. But I actually have, like, well, with these units and the other squad of guys I've got to make, that gives me like over 800 points of rebel, so I've got a valid rebel army. I think I've also got a clone army because they do some... If you're thinking of getting into Legion, like there was a deal last year on May the 4th where they did, like, honestly, like it was like $250 worth of Legion models for $99 because it was May the 4th. Like, it was a whole army and then some. The only thing I'm thinking with the Centurion idea in the Storm Raven, I was like, is there a play there where the... Oh, I'm definitely gonna get super glue all over my hands here. Maybe should have tried to put this part on earlier. Fuck. Is there a play where like 3 Centurions plus a Dreadnought plus some sort of character support could work? What's the weakness of Centurions, right? It's like they don't have the core keyword. But yeah, daily crossword, if you're thinking about Legion, have a look at if you're in a rush, if you want to get into it now, but if you... May the 4th, the deal last year was insane. I made a video on what you got last year on May the 4th, and it was just insane. If you want to see it, I can link it to you in the chat, just let me know. Alright, there's a Tauntaun. I got some super glue in my hand. I fucking hate working with super glue. That's the one thing that I love about 40k now, is all the plastic. Working with plastic models is just a joy compared to working with super glue. I'll be biting super glue off my hands for the next few games. Oh, you'll learn the game on Tabletop Simulator first, then keep an eye out for the May the 4th deal, man, because last year it was legitimately good. I think I'm just gonna bang him right on the center of the base like that. Tech Marine, I think, well, whatever, the problem, it's not even a problem. You want a character in the Storm Raven that has Icon of the Angel, right? Oh, Quake Bolts does benefit them, yeah. But if the character has Icon of the Angel, then you would get to reroll your charge for free, because Icon of the Angel doesn't give a shit about core. It's just Blood Angel unit, right? And the other thing that would be good to have would be your Dreadnought would get to reroll their charge for free as well. So 3 Centurions, I think a Death Company Dreadnought or an Ironclad Dreadnought, and then a Storm Raven, and a character that has Icon of the Angel. I don't really care what character it is. Hear me out, the Centurion's the champion. Yeah, I mean, the company champion could work. Anyone that can carry Icon of the Angel. There'd be no way to get the Centurions into Assault Doctrine, so that would be the one thing that sucks. Hey Cal, how you doing? Yeah, like up here, this was the, oh, mother. Oh. I'm gonna stay now. Move your damn store. I'll pick that up after. Fuck off. Yeah, like, you get the starter set, you got Republic Specialist, you got Anakin Skywalker, you got Padme Amidala, you got some clone troopers here. I don't even know what's in this box here. I think there's some speeders. There's another AT-RT Walker in there. So the starter box was supposed to be like $80 alone. So for £99 or $99, you would get the starter box, which is 80, and then like 2 characters alone, that's like another 30. 2 more boxes of guys, that's like another 40. A box of speeders and a walker is like another 70 or 80. I mean, that May the 4th deal for Legion was insane, and so it gave me like a whole clone army that I haven't even looked at. They're all brand new on sprue. I haven't even opened them. I just bought it on May the 4th because it's almost too good to not buy. And then actually in the main box, you got you get like 500 points of battle droids as well, because they're the enemies of the clones, and the starter set has both. Alright, so there's a Tauntaun, one Tauntaun. Let me finish this other one. So yeah, if you watch, you can get some insane deals on Legion. And the battles are smaller than 40k, like just 800 points, so you don't need to spend, you don't need to spend quite as much money, I guess. Ironclad or even Venerable with 2+ to hit and 6 triple plus. Is the Venerable 2+ to hit in melee combat as well as shooting? The thing I like about the Ironclad is that if you give it 2 melee weapons, it gets to reroll 1s, right? So it can hit on 3s, it can reroll its 1s, and if you use its like chain fist, its I was gonna say its strength is lots. Like its strength is like 14, I guess. If you use its chain fist, its strength is 12 with +1 to wound. AP is -4. Damage is 2d3, and against vehicles damage is flat 6. So hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, I guess it would be 5 or 6 attacks on the charge. Do you get an extra attack on the Ironclad for having 2 combat weapons, or no? You just get to reroll your 1s. So hitting's on 3s. Rerolling 1s, I guess. Yeah, so if you have, yeah, so you would. I really think you want Icon of the Angel though. It might be easier to put this part on first this time. Yeah, I think so. Could you put the icon on the Librarian Dreadnought? That's interesting. I suppose you could. No. he can't take relics. I remember he could take a relic before. There was a special relic he was allowed to take, but they removed it. So you would need 3 Centurions, then you would need somebody else to carry Icon of the Angel. But I think I would run an Ironclad or the Death Company Dreadnought, I think. I have both those models. I actually have a commission out for the Ironclad at the moment. But I think when you can, because I remember doing a video earlier this year, I think, where I compared the Ironclad to the Death Company Dreadnought, and the Ironclad will probably do a little bit more damage and be a tiny bit more survivable because of its toughness 8. But then another advantage, I think, is the Ironclad will have the core keyword, whereas the Death Company Dreadnought doesn't. It's like an oversight. There's no reason that the Death Company Dreadnought should not be core. But because the Ironclad will have core, it'll give you like some other plays as well, in that like you could use Wisdom of the Ancients on it. I don't think Wisdom of the Ancient will buff the Centurions though. You know what else we could put in it that I'm surprised no one's mentioned? Could just put a good old fashioned jump pack smash chap character in there, because the Centurions take up 9 slots. So why not just have a Death Company captain with a jump pack and a Thunderhammer? There you go, that would be that. Yeah, that's what I would do actually. 3 Centurions, Death Company captain with a Thunderhammer. Or you could even run a chaplain to have... yeah, no, the problem with the chaplain, I guess, is that when you disembark, you're already through the command phase, so you'd have to pay CP to do litanies. So, captain with a Thunderhammer. Death Company Dreadnought or Ironclad, and then 3 Centurions and a Storm Raven, and reserve the whole fucking thing for no CP. And then that's a pretty... On the Storm Raven, put the double multi-meltas for sure. You could put the champion in there because he only counts as 1. Yeah, I suppose you could. I suppose if you did the champion, you could also put 2 company veterans in there as well. A couple of veterans with lightning claws. Having a couple of veterans with lightning claws might be interesting, because if you didn't want to have to spend CP to deny Overwatch, you could just charge with the 2 veterans first into something big and nasty that's got like really good Overwatch, and then be like, right, sure, you can Overwatch, but all you're gonna get to kill is 2 like 20-point veterans, and then my actual Centurions will make the charge once you've wasted your Overwatch on the 20-point veterans. Speaking of jump packs, anyone hear more about Primaris jump packs? Not beyond what we saw in this trailer for Space Marine 2. The rumor mill is running rampant that we're definitely getting them in this next year, and they're going to be awesome and all this sort of stuff. But how's the plastic on the Star Wars models? Is it super glue only? Yes. It's definitely a different type of plastic to the Games Workshop plastic, so you need to use super glue, which I hate using. You can already see it's like, it's all up on my fingers, and I'm going to be biting at my fingers all day long, no doubt. When I did my one of my Contemptor Dreadnoughts, for whatever reason, you know how you like when you get the models from Forge World, you have to wash them? to like get off like the release agent or whatever it's called. Well, I spent I always wash my Forge World models, but anyway, I washed this model and this one leg just wouldn't stay on for whatever reason. Those Contemptor legs are like I hate those Contemptor legs with a passion. Spent ages and ages trying to get this leg to go on. It just wouldn't go on. I like super glued it like 5 times. I don't know if I didn't wash out all the release agent. So then what I decided to do was pin the leg. So like drilled into the leg, put a paper clip in that other bit, and eventually it stuck. But I had so much glue and stuff on my fingers that like my fingers were just literally like sore the rest of the day. Because I guess all the glue had hardened and like was stretching the skin, and it was just and I was biting it off, because that's what you normally end up doing with super glue. Like subconsciously you'll bite the super glue off your fingers and basically end up making my fingers bleed because there's so much super glue on it. So ever since then I've just hated working with super glue, and I don't know, I mean, I've done other Forge World models that weren't as bad as that Contemptor. I don't know if I just got really unlucky with that Contemptor or why. It was that ball joint in the leg. It just would not stick. And then since then, I honestly don't know if I've made anything else with resin since then. Because I was like, ugh, if I can avoid it, I will, because what a nightmare that was. I scrub it with hot soapy water. Yeah, so do I. I have like an old toothbrush. Not even a toothbrush, like a nail brush that I would use. So I would soak it in the hot soapy water, and then I would take it all, I would scrub it all out, and then I would leave it to dry probably overnight or something. So I mean, I definitely did all that, unless I missed that one ball joint, or for some random reason the contact points and that. Because with the Forge World stuff, there's a lot of gaps in the models and stuff. They're not perfect. They're not like the new plastic sprues where most of the time everything just fits in nicely. With Forge World, sometimes you get gaps and you get problems. So maybe there was just some sort of problem with that ball joint, but it was an absolute nightmare. Alright, there's 2 Tauntuns. I'll pick them up and show them to you in a sec once the glue's dried. Oh, that took me like an hour. Maybe slightly less. Not bad for having a broken arm, I guess. I got more glue on my fingers than I would have liked. Oh god, I hate working on super glue, like I said. So the cool thing about Legion, I guess, is that every unit they come with these little rules, new rules. Creature Trooper units follow the same rules as Trooper units with the following exception. Creeper Troopers do not improve their cover. Barricades do not provide cover. Creature Troopers can obscure other minis and provide light cover when doing so. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Creature Troopers cannot climb or clamber. Creature Troopers can pivot and reverse. I mean, I don't know if you can reverse a Tauntaun, but sure. Creature Troopers cannot disembark or embark. Yeah, of course not. They couldn't go in another transport. Creature Troopers cannot use the claim or sabotage. Creature Troopers cannot be displaced. I'm assuming that means like he can't force push me or something. Troopers and ground units cannot move through creatures. A unit cannot end a compulsory move overlapping a creature. Creature Troopers displace troops when moving through them. Oh right, yeah, so if they move through troops, troops would like get out of their way. When a trooper withdraws, it can perform free actions and use abilities. It must still spend available actions. While withdrawing, Creature Troopers can displace non-creature, non-in-place troopers when they're engaged with. Okay. Interesting. So they come with like little rules. What do you use instead of? I use this stuff, and I think it's amazing. Some people use the Tamiya cement. Nail file your fingers and then take a shower. I haven't been able to take a shower for 4 weeks because of this broken arm, so I guess I'll wash my hands in ridiculously hot water. What in heavens is that? I just talked about buying more of this today. I just bought 2 more of them. Revel is the brand that does like those little model planes and stuff. And this stuff is a million times better than the GW glue. and like it doesn't really interact with flesh. So like if you put it on your fingers, it's fine. It won't do anything at all. It won't stick. Surely you've seen me use this on some of my streams. People have been telling me to buy the Tamiya cement, which is apparently better because it comes with a little brush. But I'd actually just ordered 2 more of these like before Christmas, and they just turned up today. So these are about $3 and they last about a year. They probably make like 1,500, 2,000 points from one of these. And the nozzle, if it ever gets clogged, because sometimes it does get clogged, I guess if plastic gets into the nozzle, you just run a cigarette lighter up and down the nozzle and it'll You've been exclusively using super glue? Oh man, get this stuff. If you're just an average crappy hobbyer like me, that stuff will change your life. You'll never want to work with super glue again, trust me. It's so easy to work with. It maybe takes like a few more seconds than super glue to stick, but like I'm talking like 2 seconds or something, and you don't have a week of like, oh god, my fingers are covered up in super glue. I do like in Legion, though, that every unit comes with basically their data sheet on a little card like this. So Tauntuns can ram when attacking. If you performed a full movement, you can basically add an extra dice because you're ramming the enemy. They're agile, so they can dodge. I mean, I didn't ever think of Tauntuns as that agile. Relentless. If you perform a move action, you may perform a free attack, I guess, because whatever. Reposition, either before or after you perform a standard move, you may pivot. Model facing is important in Legion. That's why if you look at these bases, see how the base has like, I was going to say, are you going to be able to see the line on it there? Yeah, see how there's a line for like a 45-degree angle? Sorry, a 90-degree angle. So that's like your firing arc. Like your firing arc is on these 2 lines. So whichever way you're facing, you've got like a 90-degree fire arc forward. I think a pivot is 90 degrees as well, so these guys get a free pivot. When performing a ranged attack, they can reduce the defender's cover. You can also ignore difficult terrain. So they have a ram, and they also have the DL-44 blaster rifle. Nice. It's been ages since I played this. Super glue falls apart. The thing about the Contact Professional is it's not actually glue, it's melting the plastic, from my understanding. So it melts the 2 pieces of plastic together. That's why it takes a few more seconds. And it doesn't work on all plastic. It works on the GW plastic, which is very handy, but it doesn't work on all plastic. So like it wouldn't work on the Star Wars Legion plastic. I'm failing. Yeah, no, once they're glued, I mean, I actually did already drop one of those new Death Company on the floor today, and it like pinged around a bit, and like, you know, it's still 100% fine. There was no plastic cement melts the plastic, and then it rebonds as a single part technically. Yeah, which means if you drop it, everything's good. You're fine. All right. I'm only going to be on for like 20 more minutes, so rather than starting a new unit, I'm going to see how it feels to put some paint on a model with my gammy arm. So is the Tamiya extra thin, is it plastic cement as well? Because people always talk about it. Is it glue or is it plastic cement? Because I love plastic cement. I don't really care what brand it is, I just genuinely love plastic cement. Yeah, it is cement. Alright, cool. Good to know. Well then, you guys that are making Games Workshop stuff that don't have plastic cement, please invest in some plastic cement. You will thank me and everybody in the channel later, and then you'll, like me, never ever want to use super glue again, because super glue sucks, for lack of a better word. Okay. I'm going to try this Duncan Rhodes paint. I bought this online right before I broke my arm, like a month ago. I haven't tried it yet. 2 thin coats, Duncan Rhodes. This is... Colour? Where's the colour? Demon Red. And it's supposed to be a replacement for... It's supposed to be Evil Sun Scarlet. It's supposed to be similar. So what I'm gonna do... Okay, yeah, this is gonna suck. I'm not gonna say, am I gonna be able to paint? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, instantly just smash some paint on the wrong part of the model. What a great start. It's definitely very thin. I want to basically paint one shoulder pad with this. Obviously a couple of coats. And then I'll paint one shoulder pad with Evil Sun Scarlet. Side by side. And I'll see if there's any difference or if we can use this paint. Because the idea of Duncan's paint is it's supposed to replace the GW colours. I need my I'm so reliant on my magnifying glass though, honestly. If you don't paint with a magnifying glass, I honestly don't know how you do it. Okay, how am I going to put it so I can see and... Oh, this is super awkward. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to model for a bit longer. The way that my arm is positioned and everything, it's just not gonna work that well. That's fine, I have a few things to model anyway. But yeah, for the moment, then let me just put this on this one shoulder. I'll do one shoulder with the GW paint and then we'll compare it. Yeah, it's pretty sore, pretty awkward. That's the problem with painting with a magnifying glass. I guess I've used it for so long now, I find it super difficult to do it without, like painting without just feels like I'm just... It's a 300% magnifying glass, and once you've used one, it's like, it's hard to not use it. It just makes seeing everything like 10 times easier. And just paint over where I made the splurge. Alright. It does, in the pot, it doesn't look that close to Evil Sun. Like when you put them side by side, Evil Sun looks wildly different. But having painted it on there, kind of looks the same. We'll have to see. I'm gonna see if there's another shoulder pad that it can go on to. Oh, because I haven't painted in a month, this needs shaked. You know, in the palette, the Evil Sun is a little bit darker. Like, just one of these guys have a nice simple shoulder. This one. Yeah, I got this magnifying glass. This one actually has an LED built into it as well. You can just charge via USB. I think the LED has about 2 hours of battery life. So if you wanted, but if you want to paint for longer, you can just have it plugged into like a battery pack or something while you're painting. That's how I do it. Normally I have the magnifying glass like just out of shot when I'm doing the hobby hangouts, but I use it in every single one. Hey Adrian, how you doing? I'm trying to paint with my arm and it sucks. And it's sore, so I'm not ready to do this yet, but I am ready to test this one colour out. It's funny, the bone where it's broken doesn't actually hurt. What hurts is my shoulder joint. I guess because like it's been pretty immobile for a few months, for like a month at this point. Alright, let's leave that to dry. And go back to the first one. Hey Foz, how you doing? Oh me, yeah. That really hurts the shoulder. And I also don't feel like I've got very much accuracy either. Yeah, no, I can't paint. I'm just making mistakes. It's like, I have to lean in very specific ways, so. Yeah, I'm not there yet. Alright, well, it's good to know. Frustrating, but good to know, I guess. Rough painting could look into the style of Death Company. It could, but all my other guys are like super clean, and I'm gonna try and I always try and match what I've already done, JT. But I appreciate the idea. I know that paint's called 2 thin coats, but I think it's going to need 3 coats, honestly. Maybe I put too much water. Maybe it is a really thin paint and it doesn't need a lot of water in it. Let's look at the 2 side by side then, right? And bear in mind I'm painting like with a broken arm and it's kind of terrible. So the one on the left is that Duncan Rhodes 2 thin coats, and it's had 2 thin coats. The one on the right is the GW Evil Sun Scarlet, and it's also had 2 thin coats. So my initial thought is, it looks like I have better coverage out of the GW one. And it also looks like the red's more vibrant on the GW one. I mean, I could put a third coat on the... Duncan Rhodes one, but I'm not sure. Hey Steve, enjoy class. I'll catch you soon. It's been so cold here, the city turned off the water due to so many busted pipes. Holy shit. How cold are we talking, JT? Do you know what? I will put a third coat on because I just want to know that. But I don't think I'm going to use... Like, I was hoping that I could use this to replace my GW Evil Sun Scarlet with a dropper pot. I don't think I'm going to replace using it. One, I don't think it's got the quite the right colour shade. And this was from his colour chart. Maybe I'll double check his colour chart in a second. No, come on, stop making mistakes. Low of -20, yikes. 3 thin coats, says Mike. Yeah, seems like it. But I'm not even convinced 3 thin coats is as good as 2 thin coats of the GW one. Let me pull up his colour chart, just so that I definitely know that I didn't fuck up. Alright, Duncan Rhodes 2 thin coats, I guess that's what I'm gonna Google. Duncan... How do you spell Rhodes? R-H-O-D-E-S. R-H-O-D-E-S. 2 thin coats. Yeah, so this is his website. Let me see if I can flip the camera over. So this is his website. He has 60 paints in his range. And he's got this colour chart. This is what I was looking at. So this is Demon Red. Yeah, this is Demon Red. Demon Red. and this is supposed to be Evil Sun Red. I mean, technically, the paint I use is Evil Sun Scarlet. I don't think there is an Evil Sun Red paint. I think he's made a mistake. Evil Sun Red? I don't think there is an Evil Sun Red, is there? Evil Sun Red Games Workshop. Sorry, my slow typing with one arm. Yeah, there is only Evil Sun Scarlet, right? I mean, he's called the Evil Sun Red Armor, yeah, but I mean, you're using Evil Sun Scarlet. How's the arm? Have they put a hard cast on it? They have not yet. They were very pleased with the last X-ray, so I've got another X-ray, and then they actually said they might take this cast off to do the X-ray. It's sore in some ways. I still can't paint. I just tried to do a little bit of painting there. That was impossible. But yeah, so this is Duncan Rhodes' color palette, and the idea was that he made this so that people could, if they wanted to replace like their armory paint or their GW paints, they could buy his paint, and it would be a like for like replacement. That's what he said, or that was my understanding of this. This chart was made so you're able to follow along with Duncan, because all paints have different values, consistency, and weights. These aren't exact matches between paint brands. Your model may up looking different. Okay, so you did put a disclaimer on there to say it could look different. Well, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, let me show you this one more time. So the model on the left has had 3 thin coats of Duncan's Demon Red. The model on the right has had 2 thin coats of the GW Evil Sun Scarlet, which I've always used for my Death Company. And if I'm honest, I mean, 3 thin coats on Duncan's, it still needs at least 1 more coat. It's still it hasn't covered the black. Don't know how well you see that in the camera, but I can definitely see black creeping through. And the GW one, 2 thin coat, I mean, there's maybe a little bit of black creeping through as well, but I would say it's better, and it's 1 less coat. So, my opinion, I guess, early opinion on 2 thin coats paint is like a 5 out of 10. Like, that's not, I wouldn't buy any more. Like, it was only $3 and I wanted to test it out, but based on that, like, I don't think I would buy more. But I mean, that's up to you. You know, you spend your own money, you decide. Evil Sun Red might be avoid legal action. Yeah, I mean, maybe it is, but I feel like it's just because he's this color chart is supposed to, I mean, he's not saying that he's making those paints, he's just telling you what to buy that's similar. I don't think you need to thin Duncan's paints. Did it say that on the bottle? Did I miss that? I mean, if you don't need to thin them, then you probably... Is that good value then? Because they're quite thin. I mean, I already thought that the color, like when you put them side by side, I already thought the 2 colors are quite different. And I want like, if I'm going to change, I want a match. I've spent hundreds of pounds on making my Death Company. I don't want them to look different. Ivan, thanks so much for hanging out though. Nice to see you. I don't think we've ever met on a Hangout, so nice to say hello. Chrono's saying says he likes the Demon Red. Chrono's saying if you're in the UK, tell me, send me your address and I'll send it to you, because I'm not going to use it. It cost me like $1 to send it, it's yours. I think Dunk's paint was more matte. I mean, my problem is that there's 3 coats on there and it's still not covered the black. I think it's bad enough doing 2 coats with the GW paint. I'm not doing 4 coats. You know how slow I am at painting. Not Telling says I just spent £45 on 8 two-handed Thunder hammers for my death company. I even have a damn 3D printer and no one had a hammer, SDL. Oh man. I've spent a lot of money on storm shields and thunder hammers back in the day. I wouldn't feel too bad about it not telling. Diggity says, looking forward to the rumored Angels of Death book containing the new Dante and Elite Azrael. At the bottom of the Elite Dante page, it says page 27. Do you mean at the bottom of the Elite Azrael page? I saw the leaked Azrael page. I didn't notice a page number on it. Interesting. They typically don't put those sort of data sheets so early in the book. Saying said I bought 4 boxes of Death Company. I'm in the US. Oh man, by the time I send this to the US, it would be cheaper just to buy one in the US, I'm sure. I can't remember, I sent something to the US and it was like $25 or something to send like one Primaris model. Oh, that was it. I think we did a giveaway and someone in the US won it, and it cost probably more than the box to send it to America. Postage at the moment is ridiculous. We've got the whole Brexit nonsense going on. Hey, I just told my wife I would be 90 minutes on the stream, and I realised that it's actually over 90 minutes. So I got to bounce. Probably be back for some sort of stream tomorrow, I imagine. Yeah, I'll try and get on to do a stream maybe like tomorrow evening. I have no idea what I'm building or baking, but I guess I won't be painting yet. I need a few more weeks with this arm before I'm doing any painting. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, that is actually the truth. That is a phrase to live by. Happy wife, happy life. Trust me, it's a thing. Alright, enjoy your afternoon, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow, and then we are having a stream on the 31st. An alcohol-based stream, same as last year. So we'll be doing that on Hogmanay at some point, I'm sure. Maybe some people will join me, we'll see. So if I don't see you before then, maybe we'll see you then. I was planning on trying to play a game of Warhammer this week. I haven't set anything up because my arm's still quite sore. I might set something up, and if I do, I'll let everybody know in the community tab or something like that. Alright, enjoy your afternoon. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching and keeping us company. We'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.